Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sonora Theater New Beginnings Talkback. So hopefully you had a chance to tune in to our show. It is about 15-20 minutes after the show, and you're here with the cast and writers of the production, and we are just gonna do a little talkback. We have 2 audience members, and we have some questions on Instagram, so we're gonna answer some questions about the transition to the online platform and just everything about the show. Let's start by introducing our cast members. So let's start with our freshman.
Hi, name's Juliet Roybal.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Wynn. I'm a sophomore.
Hello, I'm Elijah Steven. I am also a sophomore.
Hello, I am Carlo Villanueva, and I am as well a sophomore.
My name is Isaac Kim, and I am a sophomore.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline, and I'm a senior.
Oh, and I'm Zoe, and I am a junior. We are missing Ivory, who is also our other senior, but other than that, everybody's all here. So, hello to the audience members who are joining us. Do you guys have any questions or any comments you want to say about the show? You can raise your real hand, or you can raise your little hand.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hi.
No, I just wanted to stop by real quick and say, really good job. I really enjoyed it. I had no idea what to expect. So it was refreshing, surprising, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm just impressed by all the work that you guys put in to make it happen. So it was interesting. The most interesting thing to me was at the very end, finding out who wrote it. I thought that was really interesting. For example, was it No Mercy? Carlo, that had your name written all over it. So I'm not surprised you had something in that. Isaac, good job. I didn't know if you had written that one, but I almost made a comment while it was going on. That's why I live in Brea, so I don't have to see you guys. And no, I thought you guys all did a really good job. I really impressed. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. We will discuss what the process was like transferring from stage to the stage. So originally, we wrote this show for the stage. So Sonora Theater Club is the first that we know of theater club at Sonora, our high school. And we started trying to establish the club in the first semester, and it took all the way through the first semester to get the club established. And then in the second semester, we started opening it up for all of these guys to join. And we were writing a stage show. And then this whole shutdown thing happened, and we were about halfway through writing everything, and we had to go into the online unknown. So I just want to open it up to the club members. Does anybody want to talk about their experience or tell the audience a little bit about what it was like for you?
So hi, I just want to say it was definitely crazy because when we first were writing our studio scenes, which were the 2 biggest the longest scenes in the show, we were writing it for stage. So it was like different like mannerisms that we were going to do, different like ideas of how we were going to do the scene. But when we had to go online, we were all kind of like freaked out because just some things that were meant for the stage was not going to work online. So it included like doing a whole bunch of like more descriptions and just like things that were like different in order for it to like work online. So that was one thing.
And another thing that being online made it harder. Something that being online made harder about the entire show itself is that like some people that were here before weren't here after we transitioned to online, which like it made it harder because we had to like fill in positions that wouldn't have been a problem beforehand.
One thing is also when you're performing it, it's a lot weirder because you have to look exactly at the small black dot right there. It's just very different and kind of jarring from going from being in a theater and looking out at all the audience members to just something that's kind of imperceivable too.
I actually really like the process of this whole I don't know this whole project because it really forced you to be creative and really made you think. You know, what's going to engage the audience. How do we turn this scene, um, you know, to fit how we're going to perform. So I love the challenge um, of making the whole scene. You know, really forced me to be creative and my teammates to be creative, and it's great.
Yeah, so along with that, all of the pieces were written by the students and the club members. So as we were discussing earlier with Elijah, how we had some people drop out, we made a decision as a club to transition online, even though we were unsure. And so some club members didn't feel comfortable with that, and that's why we lost a couple people. So that's why you see some of our guest artists. We got people from all over California, different places, to help contribute and help fill out the show, which turned out wonderfully. Let's talk about what the writing process was like. So I'm the director of this show. I helped establish this club, and I wanted to give the students a chance to write. And so although the show looks like it has a linear story, or between the vignettes a little bit of theme, we didn't give the students any prompts. So does anyone want to talk more about what that was like to just be like, write whatever you want?
Hi. So yeah, before we moved to online theater club, we would have these prompts given by our director Zoe, which is like write about this, and we took a couple minutes to like just create anything, create like a scene, create a monologue, and anything. And some of these pieces that we wrote during theater club ended up being featured in the show. Some monologues that were featured in the show were written during these meetings that we had when school was still in session, and kind of edited it and just made it fit into our show along with our theme, how Zoe was saying. And it was really fun. It's just pulled out of nowhere. Just sometimes our prompt was like a picture, which is look at this picture and write, and we came up with some pretty creative things, so that was pretty great.
Okay, so initially, we had actually 3 studios before, but because of some students dropping the program because they didn't feel it was a good fit, we actually condensed into 2 studios. And I and Elijah happened to go into Studio 2 with Isaac and another one of our members who's not here. And we actually started our entire prompt on the idea of forgotten memories or trauma in like elementary school. But then suddenly we just got like really deep with these ideas of secrets and such. So we tried our best to do those themes, maybe a bit more realistically in our piece, but just part of that original charm was there, I feel.
Yeah, so I want to ask, how many of you guys, this was your first time writing and performing your own work? Yeah, so about a little bit more than half. Does anybody want to talk about the experience of performing something so close to your heart, or something that is yours and you know everything about?
It was really fun because like we had total control over the whole story. So being able to just like perform and be like, that's right, I wrote this. It was like, oh my gosh, I wrote this. So it was really cool. Like seeing it come to life and everything.
All right, so it's like a box of Legos, and you don't know what pieces are inside the box, but all those Legos inside are your ideas. So what you do is you take the Legos out and you try to build something, and sometimes it doesn't work, and you take it down, and then you like this good foundation, so you build on it, and that's how we really went about the scene. So we just took a bunch of ideas and we tried to build off of it, and yeah, that's my definition of how we wrote the story.
On. So I think what was really fun was the process on writing our 2 studio pieces. So it was Studio 1's scene, and then it was Studio 2's scene. For Studio 1, which is Juliet and Carlo and Ivory, who isn't here right now, it was a really like long, it was a meeting where we spent like a really long time just like talking between our studio members, like what's something that like has happened to you, or what's something. And when we got to talking, we all found like one element that we all experienced like in our past, and it was pretty crazy how we all like went through that one same thing, and then that's how we like, you know, tumbled on to like writing our scene that we can incorporate. So a big element in our Studio One scene, No Mercy, was definitely something that we all shared. So that was pretty cool, and we, you know, we really connected over that, like how we were able to like write the scene.
Yeah, so a big thing that I encouraged everybody when they were writing was to tell the truth. And this was something that we were talking about, was the difference between reality and truth. So for example, in the No Mercy scene, I mean, obviously Carlo is not an actual serial killer, so that's not the reality, but he can tell the truth of what that person has experienced. When you see something and you think you can make it better, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't, you know. And so that's something that I love about theater, is that we can learn different things about ourselves, different things about the people around us, and tell the truth without having to tell the reality, which makes it fun, letting us play other different types of characters. Okay, so we'll end with this final question. So obviously this was the first year of theater club. We're not sure how school is even going to be next year, but anybody want to share their experience in theater club, or say why other students should join theater club, or why admin should continue to give us boosts and shout us out? For people who don't attend our school, we kind of have now like 3 different ways of doing theater. So we have theater class, which is levels 1, 2, and 3 of theater. Next year, I believe it will be split into 2. So we have theater 1 in one class, and then theater 2 and 3 in another period. We also have our after school play. So that's audition, and it's open to everyone. And then now we have this club, which again is open to everyone, and it's no audition. So the class is like technique based, the after school play is working on different works, and then we are original works. So does anyone want to say any couple things about that?
Yeah, I definitely want to say that theater club was, because I've been in our school's plays and theater classes as well. But theater club was like something different, which is really cool because it was a lot of like uh, inner self, like creativity. We were asked to like write a lot of different materials, like, you know, just bring out I create all these creativity and ideas from us, and also learn like new techniques, like what some things are called, which is you do learn that in like theater class and stuff, but it was different, you know, just like having a whole bunch of like different people from like maybe that you don't normally see in theater class or in after school productions. It was people who were interested, you know, in art, you know, and this is what it was. So it was really great for people to just join on and be a part of this like total creative journey, right?
I would definitely recommend this. I guess this journey to other students, because again, it really opens up your mind. You know, it's a chance to be creative. You know, everybody has $1 million idea, or everybody has an excellent idea, and you know, if you really work on that idea and you produce it, I mean, this is your work. This is, you know, everybody's seeing this. So yeah, I would really recommend this to another person, because it's, again, teaches you to be creative, and it teaches you how to go through with what you're doing.
Okay. Well, with that, we want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching our show and coming to our talkback. Our live audience members, thank you for being here. And everybody else who has tuned in afterwards, keep supporting live theater. And hopefully we will see you again sometime on the stage, or maybe with another one of these Zoom productions. Thank you, everybody.